Hello, the game is 7 Days to Die, and I'm going to take you on a journey into 7 Days to Die online. Currently, we're in Alpha 19.3, 20 is probably not far away, but I wanted to make a video about online dedicated servers. I know a lot of people tend to play 7 Days to Die solo, just using a game or maybe online with some friends, but there's a whole nother level to this game of online play, and that's where I spend most of my time. Um, if we just go ahead and let this server browser populate, you'll see there's thousands of servers out there. And there are some really good, interesting ones that are not just vanilla. So that's kind of the point of this video. I just wanted to kind of let everybody know that there's a whole nother world. Like, I mean, I probably would have spent maybe 60 to 100 hours on the game. It's a good game. It's fun. Maybe a little bit more if I was in the building and stuff like that, want to do some cool creations. But I would have never spent anywhere near the amount of hours on this game if it wasn't for the online community and some very good dedicated servers out there. And I'll run down a few of my favorites. As you can see, there's just tons and tons of them. Now, a lot of them are empty, right? They're probably just whatever. But if you sort by population, you can see a lot of them are very full. And a lot of them run very well. They've been improving the network code and things like that. So let me break down some of my favorites, and then I'll show you some gameplay and get into some details and stuff like that. So here's my favorites list. I'm sure there's more. Some probably have went offline over the years. Let me sort by name here, and I'll kind of go through them. So Deadfall. Okay. So first, before I get into this, let me change direction a little bit here. So, in my opinion, there's three types of online servers. Not getting into PvP and PvE and all that stuff. I mostly play PvE. I'm not into the PvP stuff, but there's a thriving PvP community on here. But the servers there's three basic servers. There's vanilla servers, which are just, a normal server you're playing. They might have some server management tools like teleportation systems, gambling systems, some type of currency where if you get 5 zombie bucks every time you kill a zombie, and then you can use that to buy food or ammo or something like that. But for the most part, they're vanilla, they're non-modded. And then you have modded packages like Darkness Falls. Here's a Darkness Fall server. There's a lot of other mod packages out there that are like complete revamps of the game. Some of them stretch out the beginning of the game, making it really hard to progress. So like you're using like poor weapons like pistols and melee for a lot longer before you're getting M60s and just blowing everything away. Some stretch out the end game. This one here, Darkness Falls, is a mod that stretches out the end game. It actually adds a whole nother level to the game, to vanilla. It's a very good mod. It's one of my favorites. And then there's modded servers that like somebody is in developing, like similar to like a Darkness Falls, where they're adding new monsters or maybe adding new custom weapons and things like that. So they're the three categories, right? So you got vanilla, then you got like completed mods that you can download off, mod websites. You can install them and play them single player if you want, or you can go online and play them. And then you have modded servers, which can only be played online. You can't really go out and get the package and play it yourself. These are people who have custom modding in the server files, and when you log in, and you can just start playing it. So Deadfall is one of the modded servers. Actually I'm not sure who created this mod. I think it's this guy here. Where's he at? This guy here, 39 Days. There's a gentleman there called Nam, I believe, who admins that. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, Nam. I think he might be the originator of this mod, but several servers use it, but his server, it's his name on, like, you can download an earlier copy and it's his name on there, so I think he's one of the originators of the mod. His server is more advanced, but several servers use that mod. So I'm just going to call that I don't know what we'll call it, the 39 Days mod, because I think he's the one that originated it. But so Deadfall uses a version of this. He uses some of the monsters and weapons, but he completely revamped it into a different way. His goal is to be the hardest PvE server, and it is extremely hard. He has He has it set up so that there is no horde nights every 7 days, but it's just hard all the time. It's not a horde coming at you constantly, but there's not a lot of sneaking around. If there's a boss mob near you, you're going to hear like some honking off in the distance coming at you closer and closer. It's like a warning that he's coming. But they're just going to find you. They're come at you and come right at you, almost like it is Horde Night, how they have that auto detect system in place. You can still sneak and stuff like that for sleeper mobs, but like roaming mobs that are, if they see you, even like very far away, like if you can see them, they can probably see you. They'll just V-line straight for you, and you can't avoid them. You can try to outrun them, but the server's set up to constantly spawn mobs in areas you haven't been before. So if you haven't cleared out the area and taken your time, and you try to run from a zombie, it's going to spawn more, and they're going to see you. They're going to run. Next thing you know, you got a horde. You're going to probably die if you can't keep running. So it's a heart beating, crap your pants difficulty. Play that one last. As you can see, there's nobody on it. I don't think it's a super popular one because it's so hard, but I do like it. It was the only 7 days of Die Online server where like really I felt stress. Like I was like, this is difficult. This is really difficult just to survive. Their motto is, you will die. Like, you will die. No matter how good you are, you're not going to play this mod and not have a death. It's just going to get you. There's no way around it. Alright, so 39 days. Very good server. This guy's doing a lot of custom modding. He's got custom mobs. His mod's so good that I think other people are using it. It adds on many levels. A lot of grinding. A lot of reason to play. When you start the game, you have your base armor, and at level 30 you can upgrade to like diamond armor and carbon armor, or your light and heavies, and then at level 50 you got another light and heavy set you can work towards, and at level 100 you got another level armor set you can work for, plus elite weapons open up, which are very more fun, powerful weapons, basically modified weapons. And then at level 200 you have more armor sets you can fight for. There's bosses, right? So there's hard mobs that all these other servers are using, and then there's bosses, or mini bosses that drop loot, and then there's bosses that you summon via quest. They're more like raid bosses or group bosses, very hard to defeat. I mean, it is possible to solo them using some tactics, but it's very difficult. You usually want people with you. They can one-shot you, but you got to farm those bosses for like the level 200 armor sets. And then there's another armor set above that. If there's like 5 or 6 different high-level armor sets, and if you make all those sets and combine them together, you get like the super sets. He just implemented a ring system where you can put mods in a ring, and it's like a ring of power kind of thing. It just makes you more powerful as you progress through the game. So if you want a game that you can spend a lot of time in, building up your character and progression, 39 days is definitely good. It is a Vietnam server. Nam is Vietnamese, I believe. So the ping is going to be a little high if you're in the States or maybe in Europe. But I never had any issues playing it, even with a higher ping. I'm usually at 150. Alright, what do we got here? The Hated Crew. Very good servers. They usually run Darkness Falls and one of the other ones. Oh, I can't remember what it's called right now off the top of my head. But the admins are great on here. If you want to play Darkness Falls online with other people, I highly suggest the Hated Crew. They're usually running a new Darkness Falls every now and again. They run 2 types, and I can't for the life of me remember what the other one. The other one is a mod that like kind of extends the beginning game, and it's the name of it's just eluding me. So sorry for that. Let's see. Grindhouse is locked. Grindhouse, I don't know why they're locked right now. They're usually open. They must be doing something. But they have... This is like vanilla with a little tiny bit of customization. They have like a couple knives, a couple guns that are rare, a couple mods that make you run faster that are really rare to get. So it's like vanilla with a little bit extra. So if you want just a little bit extra, that would be a good one. Junkbox usually runs, these guys are good mods, good servers. They usually run vanilla. They got all different types of vanillas, PvE, PvP, that kind of stuff. The Walking Zed. Like, you see how popular they are, right? Like, they got 4 out of just the ones that I have saved, PvP, Slaughterhouse, X, and XL. They have almost full servers. They got 50 player caps. These guys spend a lot of money running servers, guaranteed. Like, these servers, to rent these servers, are hundreds of dollars a month. The admin crew on this team is very good. It's almost like a professional service level admin team. Like, you know, these are all volunteer players, but like, it's almost like a business, right? Like, if you have a problem, you put in a support ticket, and admins are online answering support tickets. It's crazy. I wish companies could aspire to the level of service that The Walking Dead provides its players. It is ridiculous. I just gotta say that. They run very good servers. They do run, so this X and XL, and I believe there's Slaughterhouse also. Let me see which one's the harder. Yeah, Slaughterhouse is insane. So X, XL, and then Slaughterhouse. So this is the easiest. This is the next hardest. And then that's Insane, which is the absolute hardest. These have the same mod that 39 Days uses. I think it's like an earlier version, and then they customized it and tweaked it themselves. So they have some of the custom monsters that make it hard. They're like the bosses. That's it. They just have like the first level custom monsters. And I'll show you some of them in a bit. I know this is a lot of talking just looking at a blank screen. I'll show you some gameplay in a bit. But I just wanted to go over the servers that I've found that were good. But yeah, and then they have the elite weapons. They have the two sets of elite armor. So they have like the level 30 armor, 50 armor, 100 armor. But they don't have the more advanced armor going from there. So this is like a less modded, but it feels like a very good progression server. They have some really good players on here. They allow you like teleports to where you can make them public, so people can teleport into, like, you can build like a shop to sell things. Was very popular. I seen some of the best player-made shops on this server. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous what some of these people would create. It's just beautiful. But these are some of the good servers, but these aren't all the good servers. These are just some of the ones that I've played on over the years and that I enjoy. As you can see, there's 3,000 servers online. Like, who knows? To go in here to figure out what you want, you can filter via so many different settings. The difficulty. Do you want killing? No killing? Do you want to drop stuff when you die? Which is where... drop on death. I like nothing. I don't like to drop stuff when I die, but everybody has different stuff. So you could go in right here and put any setting that you want in here, and then see what comes up and see what you want to play. PvE, 100% experience, 1000% extra experience. Usually on these servers, they do 200 to 400% XP bonus, and the reason for that is they do wipe every now and again. So you'll see they're usually day 455. Usually servers don't go over like day 1,000. Usually by then people are like, okay, I've played for 3 months, I'm bored of it, I've moved on to another server. You'll see as the time goes on in a server, population will start to drop off. Except for Walking Dead, these guys there's always people on. Whoops, didn't mean to join in. All right, so let's get into the next part of this video. So what you're looking at here is Horde Night on a online dedicated server. So this one's 39 days. I just joined up. Usually the admins will build like a horde base where it's kind of protected and everybody can kind of go to it and fight together if they want on Horde Night. In this case, this is a player-made base. Like, another player just made a base near the lobby that they invite everybody, hey, come to my base on Horde Night and we'll all fight together. And it kind of turned into the place where everybody got together. But this is one of the reasons, like, why you play online. You're playing online with other people, strangers, like an MMO, right? It's like a small version of an MMO. You do a lot of stuff solo, but then you can team up with people and do different stuff. You can do quests together. You can fight bosses together. Horde Night is something that is like a thing across all servers. Seems like every server has been doing this. Let me show you another example of Horde Night on another server. So here what you're seeing is a player-made base. So this server is less modded. This is the one that has like a couple knives, weapons, speed boosts. Like, see how fast I'm running? Because I got the speed boost mod. But what you're seeing over here is a base that a player created. This server has a Horde base created by the admins, but the player kind of wanted to make his own, make it a little bit better, what he thought was better. And some of us were using it. I enjoyed using his bases. And yeah, so everybody just kind of gets together. It's a good XP bump for everybody. Everybody gets lots of XP on Horde Night. If you're a newbie, jump in, say, hey, new player, can I join Horde Night? And just sit in the base. You gotta do what you can and get some free XP. But fighting with other players and joining the groups and being social is a very nice part of it. One of the good parts of online multiplayer, so this is a knife right here, it's that knife I was just pulling out. I'll show you that in a little bit. But one of the good parts about being online is there's a economy, right? So things have value and you can sell them and you can trade and you can barter. People tend to be a little too generous, in my opinion. I love the economy. I love that aspect of being able to trade. But a lot of people are just like, whatever. You want this? I'll give it to you for 2 stacks of rock. Like this really hard, rare to get item. People are pretty generous, in my opinion. But that's a good thing and a bad thing. But yeah, the economies can be very fun. Building your own shop to have other players come to and buy stuff is great. I log in every day. And usually, anywhere from 20 to 200,000 dukes I'm making just by selling stuff that I have. It can be a lot of fun. It adds a whole nother level, social aspect, chat with people, BS with people all over the world, just talking about what's going on in their lives, in-game, whatever. And the community, since this is kind of like a niche game, the community seems pretty cool. Everybody seems to be pretty friendly. There are some oddballs out there, right? You're going to get that in survival games. Zombie killer survival. But for the most part, community tends to be pretty good. Admins, if you're on a server with active admins, you're not going to find many hackers. They got the server management tools that they have for these games. And any real server worth its salt is going to be using them. They can see what hackers are doing. They can see what they're adding to their inventory. They can see if they messed with your base. They can track every player's move for like up to 60 days or 90 days if they wanted to. They can actually see where they went the whole time that they were playing and replay it anytime they want. So, cheaters aren't going to get away with much as long as it's a server with active admins who know what they're doing. And all the ones I showed you in the list pretty much is that. So they're all pretty good to go on, but you'll have to experiment and check it out yourself. Just look at all those screamers. Holy crap. That was crazy. I think an admin came up and... Yes, it is. Like, so is an admin spawning at Horde, I take it? It's just, I think one of the admins came on and was like, spawned a bunch of screamers on us. Oh no, the admin was like, no, I didn't. But yeah, so, very, very fun. Very cool stuff. Alright, let's go to the next part of the video. So this clip is me playing with my family on a dedicated server, which is nice because we don't have to host the server, right? And it's always up and online.
Here comes the horde.
So in here I'm running around with my son, and the knife I have is one of the modded weapons I was talking about. Basically the mod on it is that when you do a headshot, I think it has like 100% chance of just exploding their head.
The zombies are coming. Hey, that was my trash butt.
Trash butt?
Screamer just screamed.
Ah, I finally found a crucible recipe. Nice.
Too bad we don't need it, but we can sell them.
No, we need it. We don't have
I can make them.
role-playing. This is a zombie outbreak and we're survivors. Like...
Their heads are made out of butter.
Thank you.
All you gotta do is take your butter knife.
Ah!
Hey, it was pretty. Yeah, don't walk on glass ceiling unless you want to fall through. Kill Stealer!
Dude, we're just surviving.
So this is a Darkness Falls server. It's a little pickup group we got together. We were all at the lab, which is the end game area, by the way. Spoiler, what you're about to see is the end game of Darkness Falls mod. So if you don't want to see that, please skip ahead past this part. But this is the lab, which is like the end game, where you get the end game weapons. Like I have a laser sword right there. It's one of the end game weapons. You hear the pew pew pew. That's they have laser rifles and pistols and stuff. So we're just going to go in here and farm. There's a portal in the lab. Again, spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. The storyline is there's a portal releasing demons into the world, probably created by scientists in lab and stuff. You got to get into the final lab and destroy the portal. So it's a pretty cool storyline. But yeah, this is what we're doing. We're just kind of run down here. So I'm just going to let this play out, and you can kind of watch us. Also, take note, like, the weapons are adjusted. Like, the turrets in this game are really good. The bat that I'm using, like, the bat that I use, it has a 100% knockdown rate, so it's, like, massive crowd control. And I have a sword, and obviously I have other weapons. I was just farting around with my bat, knocking them down while their turrets took everything out. But I'll go ahead and be quiet, let you watch it for a little bit, and then we'll get into the next clip. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take the spoiler alert down. We're still in the Darkness Falls mod universe. I'm traveling through the wasteland, but as you can see, this is like radioactive area in the wasteland. You have to get special armor crafted before you can enter this area and get the higher level ores and higher level monsters and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a tiered progression, which makes the mod very good. It adds a couple of new layers to the gameplay. Highly suggest Darkness Falls. If you've never played like a modded server before, a great one to get into. And you don't have to play an online server for Darkness Falls. You can grab it from like Nexus Mod and play it single player if you want to as well. And since we're talking about mods, back to the 39 Days server. Many servers have modded vehicles. This is the Shark Blimp, which is a really fast, fun vehicle. It's basically like the gyrocopter, except better because it can just like hover, and the controls are easier. It's more intuitive than the gyrocopter, which a lot of people have problems controlling. But yeah, there's all kinds of modded vehicles at Darkness Falls. There's like muscle cars and armor mods. In this server, they have customized mods. You can drive like tanks and garbage trucks and little crazy vehicles. But overall, it's fun. Some of them are cosmetics. But overall, it just adds another layer to the game that you can craft or earn or develop and acquire. Which gives the game longevity and extra layers, and that's what it's all about. It's good game design. So as well as vehicles and weapons, we have customized monsters, zombies. So this is Siren Head, one of my favorite ones. These are just I don't even know if they're mini bosses. They're just like specialty mobs, and then you got mini bosses and bosses. But right now it's daylight. But like, so it's not that creepy, but these guys can get pretty creepy at night. Let me show you that. So it's very dark on these servers at night. Some of them have the darkness turned down, so you can't see even if you turn the gamma all the way up. Yeah, he's pretty creepy, so he can just sneak up on you, and then, like, that's what he does. He walks real slow. He doesn't really hit too hard. He's got a lot of hit points. He just kind of slowly comes at you and plays his messages and stuff. The two weapons you were seeing, one was the Elite Pump Shotgun, which is really nice, and this is the Gatling Gun, which is another modded gun. Gatling basically just holds a lot of ammo and can shoot very fast, so it can put out a high amount of DPS sustained for a long time, so it's good for high HP mobs. The Elite Shotgun's very powerful and can take out mobs very quickly. And don't be fooled. Some of these modded monsters, here's a Wendigo kicking me in the butt. They can take you out. I have really good armor, pretty good gear here, and he's like just knocking me down constantly until I hit him with my yeet stick and almost knock him off the server. And it goes beyond just modded weapons and special monsters. Here's another one, the Brain Eater. I'd knock him down constantly here. But it goes beyond just modded weapons, armor vehicles. Like, almost every aspect of some of these servers can be modded. Like the spawn rates, where the zombies spawn, how many they spawn, traps set up. Like, yeah, I'm running through this art facility and being silly, and they're swarming me. There's just so many of them. They're all over the place. So many different aspects of these servers can be modded to make the server more difficult, more enjoyable, however the modder wants to do it. So it's not just a couple items, it's not just a couple vehicles. It can get a lot more complex than that. I'm going to wrap this video up with some pros and cons to playing online versus by yourself. Some things you should know about playing online that will be beneficial to you. But I really don't have footage for these things, so I'm just going to let this play out while I'm killing some zombies. Um, Before I get into that, real quick, the weapon I'm using, if you're interested in that, is called the Scythe. It's a melee weapon with an extended range, which makes it nice for hitting things far away. It's one of my favorite melee weapons. It's not the strongest melee weapon, but it's a good one. So now that's out of the way. Online servers, right? So they can shut down, or they usually are set or program scripted to shut down every 2 to 3 hours. There are memory leaks in this game, so the admins usually set scripts up. Usually, admins will have a server manager, meaning like a bot. There's programs out there that people have developed, and they're really great that they subscribe to. It gives protections, land claim protections, teleporting systems. Usually, when you join a server, the first thing you want to do is join their Discord, right? Because then you're going to get the information. You're going to want to read their rules. Very important, because you don't want to piss off the players or get banned for something you didn't know about. So let's start there. The rules in general are don't plant a crap ton of trees. I don't know why. I think it causes server lag, but they usually have a limit. Some servers limit are 3. Some are 50. Most likely they're going to say don't plant more than 10 to 20 trees or something like that in your area. Don't plant trees out in the wild, kind of thing like that. Another rule that they usually have is, especially on PvP servers or PvE servers, is don't grief, don't drag monsters into other people's bases to try to destroy their base on their land claim. Don't steal anything, that kind of stuff. I think in PvP that goes out of the window. You're allowed to blow up people's bases, steal their stuff, and raid and stuff like that. What are some other rules? Usually you have anywhere from 1 to 4 land claim blocks. So if you're not used to playing online, you drop a land claim block down and it gives you a protected area, usually set at 41 by 41 blocks or 61 by 61 blocks. Some places give you 1, some places give you 4, so you can stick them together or have multiple bases. They usually have like a boundary excuse me, usually have like a boundary where you can't set other people can't set their land claim base like right next to yours. You can ally, so if your friends come online, you can ally with them, and then they can access your land claim and help you build and stuff like that. There's usually a teleportation system or a waypoint system where you can set teleports. Usually they'll give you anywhere from 1 to 4 for free. Most of these servers do have donator benefit packages where you pay them money to help support the server, and they'll give you some extra benefits. Usually those benefits come with more waypoints. Some have like /home commands where you can set it on your base to go home anytime you want. There's different limitations on waypoints and teleportation. Some of them have 10-minute cooldowns. Some you can use as much as you want. Some cost like zombie bucks, where when you kill zombies you get 5 zombie bucks, and a teleport might cost like 20 zombie bucks or something silly like that, just to kind of put some type of limitation on them. Each server is going to be different. You're going to have to figure that out. So aside from joining their Discord, checking their rules, the other thing, most servers tend to have a live map. Here, let me just insert a picture real quick of a live map. So you'll get the link or the URL to the live map from either their Discord or the server's website. Get that while you're checking the rules, bookmark it. It's handy because it'll show you what has been discovered so far, so you can kind of see where the cities are, where the biomes are. Also, the main reason you want to look at this map or see these red squares, it's common for servers to reset whole region areas. So basically, how the 7 Days to Die map works is it's just blocks, right? So you have smaller, what they call chunks. It's like a 16 by 16 block, and then that you have however many of them make up a region, and then those region blocks make up the whole map. What they do to reset cities online, because you go through cities, they get looted, you destroy all the cars, whatever. Every few days, the server will regenerate all that stuff. So you have fresh resources, stuff like that. So you always want to mine when you're making big mine holes and you're just digging for materials. You always want to mine in a reset zone when possible, just so it resets and you have basically unlimited materials, also so you don't damage the map and stuff like that, because anything in these red region chunks are going to be reset. Also, the main reason you want to be aware of this is you do not want to put your base or build your base in a reset zone. You'll see that in the rules. Don't build your base in a reset zone. Not because you're going to hurt the server, because when the server resets that zone, all your stuff is going to get deleted. Now they're starting to have things where they have icons in your lower left corner showing you if you're in a reset zone or not. Some servers will have a command that you can type and tell you. Some servers, the bot will announce whether you've entered or exited a reset zone. They try to do their best to make you aware where you can build your base at and where it's safe. Most online places do not want you to occupy a point of interest. The reason for this is because people do trader quests, and then if your land claim is in that quest area, or if your bed is in that quest area, it's going to block them from being able to do the quest. Go outside, find a nice little biome that you like, and build your base outside of a reset area. Some servers don't use reset blocks like this. They don't reset entire regions. They reset POIs only. So each individual POI will get rebuilt. I have seen some servers do that. So you can build a base directly inside of a city. Because if you notice, most of these region blocks that get reset, they're getting reset because there's cities near them. So whatever block a city touches is what gets reset. Anything that's out in the wild doesn't. But some servers just reset individual POIs. POIs are points of interest, or like houses or buildings. They'll just reset that where it's at. So it really depends on the server. You got to make sure you read the rules when you join up. Alright, so, I mean, I could go on and on and on. I have so much information in my head about these mods and servers. I could make a multiple hour video for each, just like a guide video for Darkness Falls, a guide video for 39 days, a guide video for this server. Like, I could literally do a 2 or 3 hour video just on Darkness Falls, tips and tricks, guides, stuff like that. I don't want to do that because that's a lot of work, and I don't think, I mean, it's so niche that I don't think a lot of people are going to watch it. Maybe I will one of these days, but I think enough 7 Days to Die for now. I've been pretty hard on 7 Days to Die for about a month now since my kid got me into it. He always does this. He gets me into it, he plays with me for a little bit, he bounces, and then I delve deeper. But I think my next project is going to be Valheim. I think that looks like a good game. There's a lot of hype going on about it right now. I don't know, because a lot of people are putting out videos all over the place about it. My wife told me about it a couple weeks ago, and I was watching it, but, you know, I've been doing this, so, and, you know, I like to delve into videos and do, I like to bring information to the table, right? When I make a video, my goal is to kind of provide information that might not be out there, or at least not formatted in a way that I like. So if I can't bring new information, then I at least want to bring my perspective, right? My original perspective of things, which might be a little different. If I can't do both, I kind of, or if it's too saturated, I kind of shy away and just like, I'll do something else. It's one of the reasons why I don't do a lot of Diablo videos. There's so much good information out there. You know, you got these great people on YouTube making videos about Diablo all the time. It's one of the reasons why my only Diablo video, I think, is a Cosmic Wing guide, because I spent a lot of time getting that, and it's kind of niche, and a lot of people don't know about it. There's guides out there, but they didn't really get into the details, so I kind of just wanted to put something out from my perspective, like what were the top things to pay attention to if you're going to farm for them. But anyway, yeah, so I think Valheim is going to be my next game that I play, so make sure you subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, you want to get notification when that video is out. It'll probably be weeks, because like I said, I like to play it. I like to get experience and knowledge before I share. I want something to share. I just don't want to be like, hey, look, here's a game that I play, and it looks kind of fun, but I don't know anything about it yet. I don't really like making those videos. I want to play a game, really get into it, really get some knowledge that I can share that maybe hasn't been shared yet, or maybe a lot of people don't know about before I post the video. So expect that in a week or 2 or 3 or 4. I don't know how long it'll take me. Maybe never. I've already made this video 2 or 3 times and didn't like what I made and deleted it. So it can get difficult. But anyway, if you like this video, you found any part helpful, you know what to do. Hit the like button. I don't want to have to keep saying it all the time. If you want to be a subscriber, feel free. My subscriber count's getting pretty big. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, feel free to join up if you want notifications and what have you. And you know, I enjoy making these videos, so I hope you enjoy watching them. And I will see you in the next one. And I'll just let this gameplay play out for a little bit if you want to continue watching. And I'll see you in the next video.